Good morning and welcome to our community affairs program that we call 30 Minutes. Today we bring you a portion of the Robert E. and Jenny D. Kirkland Gala and Fundraiser. The sold-out event was recently held at Discovery Park of America in Union City. We hope you enjoy today's program.
And now let's begin. We want to recognize our first honoree of the evening. Dr. Nick Dunnigan will be introduced by his friend and former colleague, Charlie Deal. Charlie is Vice Chancellor of Advancement for the University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture. Please welcome Charlie Deal to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Servant leadership is defined as a style where leaders have a duty to focus primarily on meeting their team members' needs rather than their own. I cannot think of anyone who exemplifies the traits of a true servant leader more than Dr. Nick Dunnigan. His tireless work as a volunteer leader to raise money for the new Martin Public Library has not only changed the landscape of the downtown area, it gives hope for a better tomorrow to children of all ages. But more importantly, he is the new CEO of a think tank group based right here in West Tennessee. You're hearing it for the first time. This think tank focuses on solving the world's largest problems. This group meets every morning in the office, which is the big table at the Martin Burger King. Seriously, tonight we pause to honor the work of Nick Dunnigan. But what drives someone to give so much of themselves to better others? I say it's the love of people. I hope that one thing that you take away from this introduction is that he is a true servant leader who has made tremendous personal sacrifices so others achieve success. Our university, our communities, and our state are a much better place to live because of his passion to serve. It is an honor to welcome to the stage my friend and my mentor and one of the greatest guys I know, Nick Dunnigan, as a 2024 Robert and Jenny Kirkland Discovery Award honoree.
I don't know about the Burger King thing, but there are some people here that meet me in the morning in Burger King, and so they would probably agree. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that very much, and congratulations to the other award winners and for family and friends and friends of Discovery Park of America. Now, Mary Nita told me under no uncertain terms that there would be a kind of a thing underneath where I'm standing that if I talked longer than 2 minutes, I'm gone. So I will try to live up to that. I'm going to tell you Robert Kirkland's story, and I'm going to tell you another couple of words about the special words of thanks. About 25 years ago, the development office at UT Martin decided that someone should go and talk to Robert to see if his philanthropic philosophies might meet with UT Martin needs. Other words, I was the scout out looking for money. And so I went to Robert's house, and we sat down on the couch, and I began to talk about some of our scholarship programs and some of the things we needed at the university, and just I thought was a pretty good presentation. Robert said, "Wait a minute, Nick." Said, "I have in mind to do something transformational for my community. I have in mind something that's much, much bigger." And so you see what happened. Some people might say, "Well, Nick Dunnigan, you kind of blew it that day going to ask Robert for money." But I really didn't. Because West Tennessee, Obion County, this whole area won because of the vision that Robert Kirkland had. And I was just, to this day, I was telling some of the development folks, I wasn't sure if they heard that story. I had a friend that said, You know, there are two sides to every pancake. And in that particular pancake, it wasn't a losing side, but it was the winning side of Robert Kirkland. As I look out, and I see Kathy over there. I mean, she's it, y'all. I see my adult children, grandkids, wonderful spouses that are they may be in-laws, but they're precious, and I love them. My two sisters that are here, I say thank you. I look at my university colleagues. You know, what a privilege it was to work at an institution, and truly every day that I went to work, it wasn't work because I loved it and I loved the mission that they were doing. And thanks to all of you all for being here tonight. And as I look around, so many alumni and students that are just wonderful friendships. Now then, many of you have heard the story about the turtle on top of the fence post. It's an old story. I first heard it in the mid-'80s when Alex Haley was on campus. Well, when this award was first announced, my granddaughter Abby, who is sitting over here and smiling big, she called me up, and they call me Bobo. She said, Bobo, congratulations on winning your award. That is just so neat. You're so deserving. And I said, Abby, have you ever heard the story of the turtle that was on top of the fence post? And there was this silence. She said, no. What does a turtle on top of a fence post have to do with you winning that award? And I said, if you ever see a turtle on top of a fence post when you walk by, you know one thing for certain. That turtle didn't get there by himself. And so tonight, I am sitting on top of Discovery Park of America fence post, along with 3 other folks here. But the reason that we're there is because of a lot of people in this room. It's not anything that one person did. Charlie Deal and a lot of other people have had some great things to say and to do as a result of that. But thank you, Robert and Jenny Kirkland, for having the vision, the transformational vision of doing this. And thanks for putting me on top of that fence post tonight. And go Skyhawks.
All right, well said. Our next recipient is a Memphis music powerhouse. Born in Mississippi, she entered a talent contest in 1963 and won an audition at Stax Records. She joined the label and eventually did a little bit of everything, from being a singer and composer to a secretary to writing liner notes, being a photographer, being an editor, being a publicist, and more, and that was just the beginning. Award recipient Deanie Parker tonight is going to be introduced by Discovery Park's version of Colonel Tom Parker, Scott Williams.
After her Stax years, Deanie Parker went on to gigs such as promotions director for WPTY, marketing director for Memphis in May, and vice president of communications and marketing for the Med. But through all those years, music remained her passion. Eventually, she was offered the job of president of the new Soulsville, USA, a then risky move, but she jumped at the chance. Under her leadership and passion, the organization thrived. The mission was and is to perpetuate the soul of Stax Records by preserving its rich cultural legacy, educating youth to be prepared for success in life, and inspiring future artists to achieve their dreams. Deanie worked with investors, volunteers, and former Stax artists, leading the team that built Stax Museum of American Soul Music, the Stax Music Academy, and the Soulsville Charter School. The Stax Museum of American Soul Music is an award-winning 17,000 square foot museum in Memphis offering interactive exhibits, videos, stage costumes, photographs, records, and approximately 3,000 other items of memorabilia that tell the Stax story. The Stax Music Academy provides students with musical theory and skill, but also programs that enhance character by teaching skills in leadership, teamwork, and discipline. The end goal is to prepare graduates for post-primary success regardless of path, whether it be attending college or entering the workforce. The Soulsville Charter School, located next to Stax Museum, is a public tuition-free charter school that has grown from 60 sixth graders to a full 6th to 12th grade middle and high school, serving more than 650 students. Since their first graduating class of 2012, I think this is an amazing statistic, 100% of seniors have been accepted to college and or post-secondary school. Students are ushered through the entire college admissions process, and even after they graduate high school, all the alumni receive whatever support they need to successfully complete their chosen post-secondary pathway. Deanie's fingerprints are all over all these initiatives and so much more. This is why it is such an honor for me to get to introduce her. Please welcome to the stage someone I am fortunate enough to call a friend, Deanie Parker.
Baby, oh baby, I love to call you baby. Baby, oh baby, I love for you to call me baby. When you squeeze me real tight, you make wrong things right.
Well, thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate that. And it's good to see you again after such a long time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon was my first visit to Discovery Park of America. Despite my abbreviated tour of this destination tucked away in Union City, Tennessee, I agree with your claim that you excite and invite your guests, children and adults, to see beyond. Discovery Park is a beautiful, unique wonder, and I appreciate the invitation and opportunity to be with you this evening and to be a recipient of a Robert E. and Jenny Kirkland Discovery Award. My lifelong inspiration has been the music created in Memphis, Tennessee, that is showcased at the Stax Museum of American Soul Music. Today, as Scott said, we teach this music to the young people and preserve and promote our legacy. And this evening, my inspirations have been expanded to include Discovery Park of America, because I believe that this Tennessee destination has the power not only to entice you to see beyond and wonder. Discovery Park of America can make your soul crawl out from under its hiding place. And I thank you.
Baby, oh baby, I love to call you baby. Baby, oh baby.
Thank you, Deanie, very much. Our next honoree is from Jackson, Tennessee, and will be introduced by her granddaughter, Sydney Ball. Sydney is the Vice President of Business Development for NFP Executive Benefits. So to introduce award winner Elizabeth Taylor, please join me in welcoming Sydney to the stage.
Thank you all. I'm grateful to have the honor to introduce my grandmother this evening. To you all, she's known as Elizabeth Taylor. To some, she's known as Miss Taylor. But to me, she's known as Shug. She hails from Dyersburg, Tennessee, but resides in Jackson. She's known for her graceful hospitality and her Southern style of hosting. She and my late grandfather have passionately served and quietly served the West Tennessee community for the last 50 years. Her primary passion is the Care Center of Jackson, Tennessee. It's known for being a place for homeless women and children, where she was an early supporter and currently serves on the board of directors. She loves Jesus with all of her heart and has been actively engaged in identifying individuals and families that are in need. She was instrumental in the Hope House, the Prayer Center of Jackson, Celebrate Jesus, and numerous other things. She has 3 children here tonight, Courtney and her husband Jeff, Ab and his wife Nicole, and Mark. She has 9 grandchildren and 3 bonus grandchildren through marriage, and she has 2 great-grandchildren. I'm excited and grateful to be able to share this time with you, Shug. Please come up and accept your award. Before you leave, if you knew my grandfather, you knew that at Christmas, we're going to cry, he would give hundreds of teddy bears away to widows every year. And this is part of his legacy. So, our commitment to you as grandchildren, John Caleb's here behind me tonight, is that we want to continue your legacy of service and your commitment to the community and carrying forward the next generation of legacy for service and community engagement. So this is from your 9 grandchildren and your 3 bonus grandchildren and your 2 great-grandchildren. And a kiss and a hug from Buki and a teddy bear. We love you.
Wow, what a surprise that was. Thank you, Sydney. Oh, that was such a kind introduction. And I do thank you, Sydney, and John Caleb. I thank you as well. And what a privilege and what an honor for me to be here tonight. But I also want to thank all of those that have traveled far to come be with me tonight. I have an adorable, wonderful, precious brother and Joyce and my cousin and my friends that have traveled so far, and my daughter and her husband. I also have some of my Bible study girls that surprised me tonight and just walked in with their husbands. And I just want to say to you all, it was a wonderful surprise for me to see y'all tonight. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Now I'll have to start by telling you I've lost my glasses. And so I said to my son, do you have anything I can wear tonight? So I'm going to try to wear these glasses, and I'm going to try to talk to you about my speech. And so my speech has been changed 2 or 3 times. The last time was this afternoon at 12 o'clock. So Pat Wade is my forever friend and my long-lost friend forever. And thank you, Pat. You've always taken care of me, and you're still doing it now. Thank you. We grew up together. We had birthday parties together, and my time is running out because I want to be on time. So, again, I thank you, Sydney, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you to my children and grandchildren and Bible study girls for coming. And I want to thank all of you all because this is truly an honor for me to be here tonight. And I want to thank you for coming. And I want to thank you for just being a part of this awesome, awesome place. This is quite a wonderful thing for West Tennessee. I think I was here when it first opened, but it did not look like this. And so it has come a long way in these years. But I would like to say tonight, I want to thank God because the Bible says that every good and every perfect gift comes from above, from the Father of lights. And tonight, this honor that all of us honorees are getting is a good and a perfect gift. So I want to thank God. Tonight also, I want to thank all of you all that have made it possible for me to be a recipient of this award. And I have been a part of a building, supplying family and business for 62 years. My husband and my 2 sons. And what I've come to know in these 62 years is that in one way or another, we're all builders. We build different things, but we're all builders. And builders are visionaries as they co-labor with God and with fellow man. And I want to talk about the vision of Robert Kirkland. I knew him in college. And I knew that he was going to do this because I heard about it. I live in Jackson and I heard about it. But I realized that he had a vision. And you know, sometimes when we have a vision, they're bigger than we are. And so we call in other people. And other people come to help. And I realized that to have this vision and it to be this big and wonderful, there had to be other people that came along to help him. And I know that my dear friend Pat Wade was one of those people, as were countless of other people, because I see Pat's artwork up in the halls. And so Robert and Jenny had this vision. And in 2013, I think this vision opened and was created. And what we know is through their vision, many people, young and old alike, have been enriched by their experience here. They could just look at this dinosaur and that would enrich you to just look around at all the wonderful things that are here. And so we know that many people, because of this Discovery Park, have been enriched in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge as they just walk the corridors and the halls and outside around this park. But we also realize that it's wonderful not only to create things while we're here on earth, but it's so important that we leave a legacy behind us for the future. And that's what he's done. He created this, but he's left this legacy for the future for people, young people, to come and enjoy, experiment the things that are going on here and learn from all that they see while they're here. So it is important what we do on earth today, but it is also important to leave a legacy for those behind us. And I want to say tonight, it is a great honor to be a part of something that is building for the future here in West Tennessee and really across the nation. It is an honor for me to be here, to be a part of this building experience. And I am most grateful and humbled to be included in a group that have been presented here tonight, these honorees. And I thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Taylor. Our next honoree has been responsible for making significant investments in downtown Union City, transforming the look and the feel and inspiring economic growth throughout this entire area. Introducing him tonight is his friend and right-hand man, Ethan Watson Hogan. So to introduce award winner David Ring, please join me in welcoming Ethan to the stage.
Thank you for having me. Good evening. I'm brought up here to introduce David, and the Watson Hogans and David have been family friends for over 50 years. My mother was actually friends with David's sister long before I was even a conception. So it was a wonderful thing to be able to reconnect and start this development, design, and process with David and his family. David is a big family man, and he's keen on making sure that everything with the nailing name and the ring name are held to a higher standard and brought with such dignity and respect in the town that it'll leave a long-lasting legacy for people beyond today. I'd also like to thank David for including me in this development, because without him and without including my family in it, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you, David. Come on up.
The big stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff. You're never gonna get my love. Now because you wear all those fancy clothes. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Ethan. If it wasn't for Ethan and his father, Patrick, this project would not even have been attempted. They've done work all over the world, and they chose to come to Union City when I asked them. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank a few people. Thank you, Elaine. My wife, she says, I want to go to Union City and rehab great-granddad's building, the old nailing hospital, we used to call it. She goes, you want to do what? Where? Why? Aren't you retired? I want to thank her for support, and also she coordinated a bunch of friends of mine that I played hockey with for the last 45 years. We call ourselves the Boston Legends. We were great at one time, we think. Thanks, guys, for showing up. A bunch of them on that table over there came from Boston. My great-grandfather, Nailing, built what we call the hospital building downtown Union City, approximately 1910. It had all the modern amenities, electricity, trained nurses, and if you wanted to call the hospital, you dial 41. Somehow he developed a relationship with the city of Boston. He visited on a regular basis, learning new techniques, meeting other surgeons, and eventually he sent his three daughters to school there. My grandmother met my grandfather and came back to Union City to get married in 1919. He started a family in Boston, had 2 girls, 2 boys. My uncle is 93. He still talks about Union City in the 30s and 40s when there were parking meters, and there was a lot of activity downtown. When we realized the hospital needed extensive repairs, it was an emotional decision, not a financial one, because I don't want to add up the cost. But hopefully we primed the downtown, something that Kirkland did with this Discovery Park. A downtown anchors a community, just like in the section of Boston. It gives it the soul. And for your information, there are 1,500 parking spaces downtown Union City. Hope to meet you there. Thank you very much.
All right, could we give all of tonight's recipients a round of applause? How about that? Pretty impressive.
And that concludes this week's 30 Minutes program. We hope you enjoyed today's show. And, of course, we invite you to tune in again next week at this same time as we bring you topics and information of importance to our community. From all of us here at Thunderbolt Broadcasting, until we meet again next week, I'm Charles Choate.
You've been listening to 30 Minutes, a community affairs program on Thunderbolt Radio. You can listen to this broadcast and others anytime by visiting thunderboltradio.com and following the Thunderbolt Radio and Digital YouTube page. Thanks for listening.